so we have an online invoicing software for basically for small businesses, but any type of business can actually use our software. But we kind of started from the very small businesses. And something I need to kind of tell you first is that we're operating in 5 different markets, and that's why the product is a bit different in different markets. So in Finland is of course our home market. And that's why we have invoicing and e-invoicing in Finland at the moment, and then we also have bookkeeping or like accounting for sole traders. So this really simple kind of accounting. And the other countries are then France, Germany, Sweden, and the UK. And there we're kind of more focusing on invoicing, and we're going to also provide e-invoicing in the future, because we just started cooperating with Busware, who has this huge network of e-invoicing systems. So we're going to be able to provide e-invoicing in all of the countries. So how many of you actually speak French? Oh, yeah, one? German? Yes, one. Okay, good. Little, yes. So in our software, you can actually make invoices really easily in German or in French, or and also like send invoices to other countries in the Europe, which makes it easy. And what else? It's really easy to use, and that's something we always have been focusing on. That it should be easy to use for anyone who, like all of those also who don't know anything about invoices or about accounting, or are not so interested in that, because accounting or invoicing, it's not so interesting for anyone to learn about. You just want to focus on your firm, on your company, and do what you can do the best, whether that's doing boats or selling some other consulting services. But we have mostly focused on like service providers, so people who like sell some kind of services. We have a lot of photographers as our customers. We have consultants. We have IT experts. We have a lot of different kind of customers. But as I said, you can, like, as a limited company, you can also use our software. But then the accounting part should be like done by someone else. But if you're a sole trader, you can do both. In Finland, you can do both the accounting and invoicing in Zervant. So that's basically also why I think you should use it, because it's so easy. And also it's really easy to test, because we give a 30-day trial for everyone for free. And that means you can send invoices, as many invoices as you want during the 30 days for free. So there's kind of no reason why not to test it. And also after these 30 days, the account will be free. So the bookkeeping part, or as we say, the expense management part in the other countries will be free.
So hopefully you've got a good overview of who we are and what we do. I'm going to cover the buyer's guide, which I think really is looking at what are the key criteria you need to consider and why actually would you use this service. If you're a little bit puzzled, I mean, I think our figures speak for themselves, and we've been going just about 5 years. We have over 90,000 registered users. We're on about 6,000 signups a month at the minute. Global payment conversion is about 9%, goes up to over 15 in the Nordics. So it's just something with invoicing, it's a little bit different to, for example, legal services or insurance, for example, because you might be wondering, well, yeah, I do that already. What exactly or why would I need to pay for it? So I've broken this down for you into 3 things. With AVP, they had 3 owners, I believe.
Yes.
Now, you typically find that one person would be in charge of the invoicing. And I think our stats show from our users, people send on average 7.9, so let's call it 8 invoices a month. Now, where invoicing software comes into play is really to do with how often you invoice and how much time it takes. So most people will probably be using Excel, and they'll do it all by hand, which is fine, there's no problem with that. But A, you have to open up Excel, you have to enter all the data, you have to save it, you have to find somewhere that you need to keep a record of all of that. That's a legal requirement, and you'll get in a serious amount of trouble if you don't. Then you need to send it, and of course, in an ideal world, it gets paid straight away. Nordic countries are slightly better, but if you go anywhere, for example, Germany, France, UK is even worse, further south, you go up to something like standard 30, 60, even 90-day payment terms. So you're really going to struggle. I think the key point for us really when you're looking at a buyer's guide is how much is your time worth to you? You know, if there's only 3 of you running the company and you're looking to grow, things are going well, you don't want to spend your time on invoicing. It's boring, it's time consuming, you don't necessarily know anything about it, which would be a great reason to use Zervant. It's going to save you time, it's going to make it a lot easier, you can access it from anywhere, and also it means that kind of that's taken care of, you don't need to worry about getting paid. So really in terms of a buyer's guide or criteria, I think it's more not why should you use it, but can you afford to not use it? And in terms of the concrete proposal, again, I guess because we like to think, or we're quite happy that we have a very simple, intuitive system, we thought we'd actually prefer you to try out the software as our concrete offer. So we kind of envisaged that everyone here would have a laptop, but I guess if you don't, maybe if you could huddle around someone that does
We
have
hope
a
at
laptop.
least some of you have. I can see at least there are 3, I think.
Can you perhaps do it on the computer there?
We can do both.
We can
yeah.
do both.
If you
yes.
can do that, then I think it's
Yeah.
it doesn't so who wants to do that? Just hit the
Oh, yes. I can use this.
just go online.
And the idea with the concrete proposal is really to show you how quick and easy it is to create an invoice with Zervant. Again, if you're interested, come and talk to us afterwards or try it out yourself at home. It's pretty straightforward to do. But I think you can create and send an invoice in under 30 seconds. So that's really what we wanted to show you. But yeah, all you need to do is to create an account.
See, who wants to create an account?
Perhaps just log into your test account and just show how it works.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think
So,
that's
but this is pretty straightforward, of course. I mean, only what you need is your email address and a password, and then you're in.
Everybody needs to give an email address.
Maybe we could, if there's any questions about our company generally or the service that you have. Yep.
Will you also help out in cases when you don't get paid?
Things like factoring, for example.
Yeah.
You mean definitely going forwards? That's something we're looking into, but at the minute we don't work with that. No, but it's I guess within the coming years it's something we're looking to go into. Yeah.
Yeah, so could you explain to everybody what is e-invoicing? So everybody has
Good question.
different sending an invoice by
Yeah.
email that's has nothing to do with e-invoicing.
Very good question. So before I kind of started looking into it, I must say that I thought an e-invoice was PDF or an email attachment. Some of you probably know better than I do already. It's completely different. It has nothing to do with that. In a nutshell, e-invoicing is a completely automated machine-to-machine form of invoicing where it goes from your system to your buyer's system and there is no manual intervention whatsoever. The advantages are it's safer, securer, it's quicker, and it should help you get paid. That answers.
Yeah, for example, if you want to sell to Aalto University, we don't accept like email invoices, so it's really hassle to do that. So.
Finland is very far ahead of the trend. I think it's 4 years now since Finland switched to e-invoicing. France is following next year. The EU has a directive on it by 2018, so it definitely will be something, if you set up a business, that you need to be clued up about.
And it saves a lot of costs, of course, because you have the standard format always on the invoice, so it's no one has to like be clicking the stuff in and like doing errors and all of these things. So it's faster and.
I mean, on the invoicing thing, I mean, e-invoicing, so, nowadays, you can get your invoices, like, for instance, automatically into your bank or something like that. So is that something you can do with your e-invoicing solution?
You mean payment reconciliation? Or?
Well, I mean, when somebody, a lot of people tend to send me invoices, so they kind of end up, I can say that, just put them somewhere in my bank. And,
Do you mean an ostolasku? So take like this
I don't know what it's
purchasing
called.
invoice or
As a
like this.
consumer receiving an e-invoice, let's say Elisa sends me a phone bill. I can give my bank
And then,
basically tell them that I want to receive invoices from Elisa directly to my bank. I
Yeah.
think that was what
Yes,
I was
yeah.
asking for.
So,
Or as a consumer, you mean?
well, yeah.
We focus predominantly on B2B, so we wouldn't really go into that.
That's
part of
okay.
much, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And the e-invoicing, at the moment we have Apix is our cooperation partner, but we're gonna start the cooperation with Busware, which makes it easier, like in,
Okay,
in
so-
Europe, in the whole Europe, to make the invoices.
But okay, so in your case, you know, if you would want like if you have B2C business, then you would want to, for the consumer customer to see the invoice in the sort of the banking, you know, when you go into your online banking. So that
Yeah,
you
it's
can't-
B2B. I think it's because if you do B2C, you have to accept the invoice that you're getting. So it's harder to do that actually, because you have to be first, accepting the invoice when you get it to the bank.
Yeah.
If you have this kind of, with Elisa for instance, or this kind of, then you have to,
Okay.
Yeah, but so to the product now. This is basically how it looks like. It's a bit blurry now on the right hand side. I just switched the language to English, but because my account is Finnish account, that's why it might have some things in Finnish, like here the taskbar. But the thing we wanted to show to you actually was just that how easy it is to get started with Zervant. And that's just as I said, you just need the email and the password, then you're in, and then you just go to the My Account part and fill in your details. So just company number, VAT number, invoicing number, and email. And also you can go to the invoicing part where you can put all your bank details. After you've done that, you're actually basically ready to go to the invoicing tab and just create a new invoice by clicking on the create new invoice, which doesn't show that well, but it says normal here. And under it says recurring invoice. So we can also make recurring invoices, which means if you would have someone who would be like renting your apartment or something, you would need to send out that invoice once a month, right? So this would make it easier. But yeah, this is how the normal invoice looks like. And then you can just fill out here. I have Maijan Yritys here as a customer. And then just fill in all the products you want to invoice. We have esimerkkituote, which is an example product. Then you can choose all the quantities and units and prices and all that. We also have products here. You can like import all of your products, product lists, customer lists straight to Zervant, so you can have them ready here. And that's just like the basic, so that you get an idea. Of course, there's a lot of things you can choose. And then we have the invoice here, and then you can just save it or then send it straight from here as an email, or like invoice, or print it out and send it. Or
Now you have exactly 2 minutes to tell how much would this then cost AVP.
right.
Yeah. So we work a bit like LinkedIn or Spotify, where just merely mentioned that we have a freemium model. So if you sign up for the trial, you have 30 days access to everything. After 30 days, most features are disabled, and you pay for a subscription, basically for invoices. That's where we monetize in our business. So you could go for a mini plan, which is up to 3 invoices per month for one user. I would suggest the Pro package for AVP. It's an unlimited number of invoices for one person, which works out at €15 a month. So when I was going back to the buyer's guide, that's going to save you around about 7 hours a week, so you get an extra working day. I'd like to think that one of the founders of AVP, their working day is worth more than €15, so hopefully you'll be saving yourself some time and money there. And then there's higher tiered packages for unlimited amount of users, but I don't think AVP would need more than one person to be in charge of invoices.
So basically for us it's easy. It's the amount of invoices and the amount of like co-workers you have. If you need like someone to track the time for your invoices. So then you need to think about how many employers you have, or employees you have, or like this. But otherwise it's just the amount of invoices. So it's that easy. And as John said, you can take the pro subscription, which actually costs only €10 per month if you take the 1 year package, which we offer in Finland.
Mm.
So €120.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can do the math. Great.
Yes.
Okay. But hey, you used up your time, so
Great.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.